Hello, my crafty friends. It's Trisha Clark with Sparkle Farts Paper Crafts, and I'm here with part two of the Gilded Hearts of Paris folio. This is from April Storm Studios' Gilded Hearts of Paris digital kit. And so in the previous video, I walked you through the construction of it. Today, we're going to start decorating the panels with the main pieces, and then we'll have other videos coming up where we make all the things we're going to fill it with. So we're going to start with the front cover here. And so I don't mess this one up, I've left myself Post-it notes. I need a glue stick and some glue pages. I've already inked everything, so I shouldn't need any of that. I've got glue pages here. Perfect. Need a few more. All right. So let's go ahead and start gluing some of these things down. Now, what I've done for the cover is I have a printed piece of cardstock here. This is one of the writing pages. I know this looks really bad on its own, but what we're going to do is it's not going to be a removable card, but I wanted her picture to be behind the chandelier. So we're going to glue all of that down. It won't be removable, but I wanted her to come out from behind that chandelier a little bit. And then we're going to have this My Private Diary because I want the vibe of this to be this found diary of her life and romance. So let's go ahead and I'm going to use, this is cardstock to cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and use Barely Arts for this. And I think I probably need to go ahead and glue this down before I glue that down so that that photo is in the right spot. So let's go ahead and add glue to this. Now, again, this kit, if this is you're just tuning in to Gilded Hearts, this kit from April Storm Studio is about a New York debutante who travels to Paris one summer and falls in love. And so this folio will follow that storyline. And so this is her portrait. I'm calling her Eleanor. All right, now we can glue this down to the front. And I am leaving quite a bit of the cardstock showing because I want it to feel like an old photo album. And so I'm not covering all of the cardstock. I'm leaving a pretty significant border for that reason. More glue there. Okay. Let me get this paper clip out of the way. So we're going to go about there and leave that border all the way around. And then I'm going to go back in and glue down this flap. Do not want her to appear to be a pocket or removable. It's just a nice portrait. And I don't think I'm going to put the My Private Diary label on yet. I know I want to add some lace and things, and so we're going to hold off on that one. And so I am just going to set that aside for now. All right, so there's our cover. Now we're going to open up the folio, and on this side, on this inside cover, this is going to be this lovely paper, and then we're going to have the travel itinerary from New York to Paris on top of it. Now, this one is not cardstock. I wanted to do cardstock on the outsides for some extra stability, but I just did 28-pound presentation paper on the inside. I'm just going to glue stick that down. Now this folio will be 6 by 9. And so these papers are cut at about 8. The way my printer doesn't actually, it says it does borderless, but it doesn't. And so mine end up being more like 8¼ to 8 inches and not the full 9 or 8½. So I just have to get comfortable with that extra border is what I decided. All right. And then I've got the itinerary here. This is one I created. It is to go with the kit. It is not part of the kit. but I really wanted that piece of the story. Right in between. Perfect. And I will come back and decorate these pages more. Again, this is really just getting the base of everything done, and then we'll come back in and fill in. I think I want to do some cello tape, maybe a couple of little labels, maybe a ticket or a luggage tag or something. So now when we open inside this one, oh no, so I did my pocket. It's okay, we'll fix that. Let me fold this glue page up. It's getting rather sticky. All right, on this side, this is where we start our voyage to France. This is the ocean voyage page. And we have this pocket folded up here, and I've chopped the edges to look like a ticket. And I'm just going to fold this down, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this down to this panel. Get our glue pages out again. Make sure I don't get in our spine on this one. There we go. Great. On the pocket, we can still see that ocean liner. Now here I have a little tuck, and this is, I want to glue this down to mat on here. And we're going to come back and put a boarding pass in this pocket, a luggage tag. This is going to be the start of her journey. All the travel document stuff, I guess, is really what I'd say. Everything but her passport. This is that packet you get. All right, now we're going to glue the sides of that pocket down. You could leave this a flip if you wanted to and do a pocket on the inside, but I am going to leave it as a pocket. Get this started with 3 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock in this dark gray. All right. Paper clip under there. It's getting in my way. Okay. Now on this panel, this is the New York panel. This is leaving New York. And so we're going to put this paper down in the middle of this one. And this one, we're going to have a belly band. In one of our future videos, we're going to build a travel wallet. And I think I would like to put some money in it, her passport, maybe a letter from her aunt talking about her trip to Paris. And even though this teenager doesn't, why it'll be good for her. Da, da, da. All right. Are we lined up? What's the page next to it? I think so. And on this middle one, I've got this belly band from the kit on some black lace and then mounted that on the cardstock for stability. And that's going to go right here. Move it over this way just a little bit so we have plenty of tuck space. Doesn't have to be centered. Okay, now I have this letter. Dearest Eleanor, by the time this letter reaches your hands, I trust your trunks shall be packed, your gloves properly pressed, and your mind prepared for the grand adventure that awaits us. Aunt Beatrice Whitmore, New York, 1892. Should a handsome French gentleman appear, kindly remember that your aunt was once young herself and is far less easily shocked than your father imagines. She definitely had a cool aunt. Definitely had a cool aunt. So I have this envelope, and I just happen to already have it. I have this letter from her Aunt Beatrice. And we're going to go ahead and stuff this in the envelope. We need to fold it one more time for it to fit properly in here. We do. And so I've just kind of crinkled it up, added some creases, and left lots of journaling space on the back. So we're just going to tuck that in the envelope. And for now, we're putting that back here until we get our travel wallet built. All right. Now on this, we're going to jump to this one. This is sort of the end of the story, but this is going to be all about romance and love letters. And so we're going to glue this one here. I did make this one cover the entire length because I needed it long enough to really, this envelope to kind of, I wanted it to kind of blend in. So it is a little bit larger. Paper clips getting in my way of my glue pages. Paper clips, rulers, and it's chewing up my glue stick. Let's see, do we want it this way? Yes, I think we do. And then this isn't quite done yet. I'm going to make this kind of an accordion envelope that we can shove full of things. So this will have their marriage certificate and some stuff like that in it. So we're just going to leave it be for now. And let's open up these other panels and see what we have left. On the back side of this one, this is going to be a waterfall all about their romantic story. So we're just going to go ahead and glue this. Gosh, so much stuff everywhere. And we're just going to glue this panel down. Never enough workspace. I don't care how much table space I give myself. I promise you, I can still fill it and still feel crowded. I don't know if it's the same for you. I try to keep a clean workspace, but it's so hard with all the different things that we like to play with. I do a pretty good job at cleaning up after myself after a project, but I always have so many ideas that I get out all the things. Oh no, too sticky, too sticky, too sticky. Thanks. Page stuck to this. Oh, good news is we're going to cover most of it. Okay. Now, make sure we don't get too far into that crease. Still have an edge. All right, so our waterfall will go here. My little Post-it notes down so I can remember what I'm doing. And this was the envelope. And I can paper clip that back together now so that I remember what goes where. All right, this panel I'm really excited about. I want you to imagine this being a doorknob for French doors. And it's going to go right here and Velcro closed. We do need to cut out one more of these because this is a little bit flimsy and I don't think it'll hold up. So I'm going to cut out another one of these with some really thick cardstock to mount on the back of it. But we'll come back and attach that. We could also do a magnet under here, and ooh, maybe that's what we'll do. Let me find a magnet. Let's do that. We'll get a little bit of Fabri-Tac. And let's think about this for a minute. All right, so we're going to put a magnet underneath here and underneath here. Okay. So we can go ahead and glue this one down. Let's go ahead and glue down what we can to make sure we're putting things in the right places. And these will be our French doors. Imagine the French doors. You're walking out onto the balcony of your French apartment to see the sights of Paris behind it. That's what I want you to imagine here. And we're going to get this one real close to this edge so that these papers line up and it really does feel like that door. Right? And on this side, we're going to glue this down, but first we've got to do our magnet. So we need to see roughly where we think it's going to land. So I think right about here. Let's do a little dab of glue. And we just need one of those. And then I'm going to put a little piece of tape over that just so it doesn't slide around. Like this, okay. Now we can glue this down. And yes, I have my plethora of glue around because I like my different glues for different reasons. I love glue stick for thin paper. I love my Barely Arts for anything cardstock. And I love my 3-in-1 beacon for all things fabric or more heavy duty. Okay, well, we're going to make sure we cover that magnet right there. Good. Beautiful. And then on that side, we're going to put this pocket right here. And we'll put our opera tickets in here. Maybe some sheet music from the program. Okay. Then on this side, put our magnet right there so we know exactly where to put it under here. Yep. And so now we can put a little glue on there. And I like to do that because then when I put it down here and lift it back up, I know exactly where that magnet needs to go. And I can drop it back down. And then we'll put a little bit of tape over that one as well. So that it doesn't move around. Now put this back over it and let's make sure our magnets stick well. And they do. Good deal. Want to make sure I didn't get too many layers in between. Okay, this one is ready to glue down. And I want to make sure that I get it lined up because this is the other half of that paper. And that, make sure that I'm getting it in the same spot because it lines up well. All right. Beautiful. Perfect. All right. Now, on the back side here, we've got the streets of Paris. We've got the opera. And these are just all of her Paris experiences before she meets him. I haven't decided what his name is yet. Maybe it should be Alistair. I think. Beautiful. And we have a pocket to go on this side as well. I wanted to use the pockets that came with the kit. I didn't have one that I felt like matched the colors that went the other direction, but I think this is fine. To use as much of the kit as possible. Okay. Awesome. Now, on this back panel, we've got the scene of Paris with the Eiffel Tower. So we're going to glue that one down. Getting low on glue stick, and I should have more coming in. And for some reason, they're extremely delayed. Let's see, paper clip off of there. Make sure that we don't. Make sure we get in the middle here and lined up with our other panels. All right, now what we're going to do here is I have this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to line this up right here. And what's going to happen is we're going to glue that down in the back, and you've got this big pull out where with all the scenes. But I love that it matches up right here to the Eiffel Tower, and that here will be all journaling space. So we're going to glue this down on these three sides. You can tell I already glued it down once in the other folio that I completely messed up and had to remove it and start over because I messed up. And I put the wrong cover on that first one I did. But I also think it's fun that it does look a little bit rough on the edge, like it's aged, which does not hurt my feelings. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I want you lined up. Come on, right there. Okay. Some excess glue here. Take some ink to that edge. There we go. Yes, love it. Okay. So now we have our journaling space here, and we have a pull out here where we could add some pockets if we wanted to. For right now, what I'm going to put behind that where I left that tuck is I have a map. We can assume that's the map of Paris and tuck it right back here after that sticks. Come on. We'll wait till that dries and then we'll tuck it in there. Looks like I had another one too. I don't really need another one, do I? Is that overkill? Probably. Probably overkill. Okay, we can save that for something else. Maybe I'll make another one. Are we glued down now? Yes. So we're going to put our Paris map right in here. Beautiful. There's our flip. There's our door. And I do have these cute little hinges that I thought would be fun right here, right on that fold. And I've made sure that they're scored so that they hinge just fine. And we've got those for both sides. I thought these would be so cute and really play into that whole door aspect. So we have 4 of those. I guess we really should have done, we could have done 6, but 4 is sufficient. And we'll put that fold right in the crease where the pages are going to fold. Okay. So glue those down. And I know these are some of the finishing touches, but I had to cut them out so I could see how they were all going to play together. Going to make sure that little lump is at the top for the door pin, right? You know, I don't have brads tiny enough to go in these little holes. I wish I did. That would have been a really fun idea, but I also don't want to add any more bulk to this than I have to. Okay, make sure that's going to fold perfect. It does. It's going to work great. Woohoo! So excited. When April first told me she was doing Shabby Chic, I was like, oh, that's not usually my vibe, but I'll do something with it. And she was like, you don't have to. And I was like, no, but I want to. Now I want to challenge myself to step outside of my comfort zone and do something different. So that's what we're doing with the whole Shabby Chic vibe. And then I've also challenged myself to create a folio of my own, not following anybody else's diagram. And so that also is this. This is my first one. It's taken me a couple of tries to get the measurements and everything down, right? Need to let those dry a little bit. Okay. We're going to glue on the back panels and then we'll finish our doorknob. Okay. Okay. Go back to our cover. And let's go to these back panels, shall we? So just have the one. And this will be our back cover. I may put some lace down the side of the back, or maybe along that spine where I've created that 1/2-inch spine. Come on, my glue's getting all goobery. It doesn't want to flow. There we go. Okay. The majority of our folio is complete. Let's finish our doorknob. I'm not going to do another embossed one. It's really just going to be one to make it more sturdy. So I need to find a good, strong cardstock and get the big shape. Now, I want to say that I got this die cut set from Elizabeth Craft Designs, I think sounds right. It's a really cool set of hinges and the doorknob, and then it also has the matching die cuts. So we just need the doorknob and a nice piece cardstock. 30. Okay. All right. Okay. All All right, so we're just going to glue these together. And it's really, again, just to make this really sturdy so that it can handle the constant opening and closing of that door. Shoot. I glued it on the wrong side. I knew I was going to do that. I knew I was going to do that. Okay, let's swipe that glue off. And that'll be what we need to glue, but glue on this side. Then we can glue the other side. Like so. Okay. There we go. And I think I want that right. Where was that magnet? Right there. Need that to glue down a little bit stronger. But yes, right there, I think. So we want to be careful. I mean, I know I have applied glue. I'm letting it dry because I don't want glue to be on the actual knob itself since we have that magnet. Come on, glue. You feel clogged or something. Falling out of love with this little squeeze tip bottle, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I got to get the glue pen out. All right, we don't want it there, but we do. How fun is that? How fun is that? Oh, I just love it. Now, I don't know if I'll do any sort of other decorations on this door or not, but I think this is so... All right, let's close it up and take a look, shall we? We've got our cover, and here's our 1/2-inch spine, where I think this is where I'm going to add some lace here. And then we have our cover. We have our itinerary, got our pocket. We've got our belly band with our letter from Aunt Beatrice. We'll have our marriage certificate and things in here. And then we have our doors to Paris. And this will be the romance story of the century. There it is. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I can't wait. Like, if you have ideas on what I should do with this, please let me know. I look forward to seeing your comments. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.